You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Thank you, people.
For the people.
Thank you, people.
For the people, baby.
The hair looking a mess. Bring back that beat. Yeah. What they doing? Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Yeah, baby. We need to get that drop, man.
I need that. Let me get that.
The yacht music when you pull it out of dock, when you pull it out of port. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Fourcast. You do have the four of us, all right? This is 2 weeks in a row. Keep saying your prayers before you go to bed so we can make sure we continue to have the Fourcast together every Monday at this same time, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern.
Even if you, like he said, we're on a little late on a Monday, so even if you don't like us and like the content, at the very least, we can put your ass to sleep, Monday, so just tune into us to fall asleep.
This is Soft Talk Podcast.
Yeah. ASMR. Yeah, we just say ASMR over and over again.
Like this.
ASMR.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Everybody scratching their mic. But again, welcome to the Fourcast. A-Trap will be here in just a second. He is here, but in the background.
Yeah, we call it the green room, sir. But go ahead.
Yeah.
We don't call it background.
Singing in the background. All right, so tonight we're reviewing Plane, which has been out for actually a while, 2023, but it's new to Netflix, and it was number 2 on Netflix. So I figured, hey, let's go ahead and do it while it's hot. A-Trap in the building. I like that Carolina blue. Shout out to the Tar Heels.
Yeah.
All right, so
or the UCLA Bruins, either one.
Yeah, either one. The first topic on the docket for today is mayhem with the Kango with the cigar. Tell us about the dress tonight.
It's in honor of this island movie, since they just random land on this island. I mean, everybody's uptight. You might as well just go to the beach, go to the coast, and relax. I mean, y'all not going nowhere for a while. I mean, you got a nice breeze, got a nice current coming in. I mean, it's like watching an episode of Lost anyway. So I mean, I figured in honor of this movie. Don't worry, I won't stay in character all night, but just to kick it off, I figured this is how I unwind. Actually, this is me on the patio, minus the hat, smoking some meat and just chilling, let the dogs go crazy.
Sound like a good evening. Sound like a good weekend.
This is really me on the weekends, just minus the hat. I'm chilling in the backyard, man. Let the dogs go crazy.
Yeah. All right, so tonight we're gonna start a new segment. I have not talked about this with anybody, but I figured it'll be something good we can do coming off the weekend. Quick little weekend recap. How was your weekend? A-Trap, I'm coming to you first.
It was cool. Children. Smoked some, drank some.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. That's good. That sounds like a good weekend. Doc?
Yeah, fantastic, man. My mom came over this weekend, spent with us, so got to do some cooking for her. You know how that is, mayhem.
I would have ran the cake over there. You didn't ask me to
cook for mom. I did not. It was kind of spur of the moment, last minute stuff.
Yeah.
But guess what? What I introduced to the family for the first time. We've had it out at restaurants and stuff, but not ever made it at home.
Yeah,
a shepherd's pie.
Man.
In fact, my wife and I are eating her bowl right now. No, we've had it, but I've never made it at home.
That's a sleeper, right here, man.
You follow me? Yeah, oh yeah. So basically, for those of you who have never heard of shepherd pie, doesn't know what it is by name, it's basically a bed of mashed potatoes with you generally use like a pot roast meat in it, with the gravy and whatnot to put over the mashed potatoes, and then sometimes some people will put cheese on it. Sometimes some people will put some other mixed vegetables on it, like the pot roast, and then some cheese on top of it, right? I made it a little simpler. I just went with some mashed potatoes with nothing. With my mashed potatoes, butter, salt, pepper.
Hey, that's it.
That's it. Don't need to trick up nothing. Ain't nothing wrong with mashed potatoes like that.
Right.
That's all I put. And then I cooked like 3 steaks. I pan seared them, cut them up, put them in the oven, and let them steam. So they can get real tender. Made some gravy with that. Poured it over the top. Cheese, garlic bread, corn on the side. Go with it. I like sometimes simple basic gets it done, and trust me, the first 3 or 4 bites of wifey and mom was like done.
Yes, sir.
All right. Wilkes?
This weekend I actually went to my mom's and helped her with a tree that needed to be it had been cut down, but man, I think they built the house around this tree in the 60s. This tree was huge. It kind of caused some problems along the way, but anyway, I helped her get it to the front for bulk day. And when I got back home, I showered up, I relaxed, and got the grill going, and made some burgers, and made some chicken, and did some ribs, and like I said, let the dogs go crazy. Got the yard together and pruned my roses out front. But other than that, man, that was it. Yeah, I was relaxing. Of course, I had something to drink and I had something to smoke, but that's me on the weekend. This is weekend Wilkes, weekend man.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. So now is this a shark hat? So if you know who the shark is, the golf enthusiast. What is his name? Norman? Was it
Norman?
Greg Norman.
I had the logo.
Wasn't he Aussie?
I think it was Aussie. Yeah, he was Aussie.
That's immediately what I thought about too.
It's based on his design. It's based on that design.
Yeah. I like when I see brothers in hats and stuff, man, but I just can't pull them off. I don't think.
Yeah, it's got to be the right hat sometimes, because I'll put a fedora on, or I'll put a hat on, your
head size got to be just right. Mine is a big. That's why I sit off from the camera like I do. See, everybody else is up on this shit. I sit off of the way. Their head will be in the shot.
But baseball cap
I can. Yeah, baseball caps. My wife think I'm sexy in those and cowboy hats. So I'm getting ready to go riding my pony.
Hey, I gotta get me a cowboy hat. I'm looking for a good one.
Hey, I got an answer for you. I got an answer. Reasonable, but especially with the amount of time you wear them, so you don't want to overspend, but you also want to look like you overspend. Yes, I got you.
Thank you, because I'm looking for one. I'm looking for one. I used to have one, and who knows where it went. But I enjoy a good hat. I actually got this on vacation down in San Antonio when we were at Fiesta, Texas, and SeaWorld. So that was that's been 2022. But
you be feeling good on vacation, so you'll buy some shit you normally won't buy.
The atmosphere anyway. So little dog. But and then the funny thing is this pendant, which you can't really see, but my cousin bought me a tequila last year that had this pendant on it for Christmas. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to put that on my hat. So I'm kind of starting a thing where I got to get some more pendants and go around my hat and just kind of do, just be different. But no, this is how I relax, man. I mean, if I make it over to Total Wines and I get a good cigar, and like I said, I let the dogs go crazy and I chill on the back patio, man. And something is probably always on the grill.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm not surprised.
My grill probably hates me because it probably gets more workout than the actual indoor stove and oven. So but that's how I like to relax and unwind. So that's just me, man. It's just me.
I hear you.
Perfect way to do it.
Yeah, man.
It is definitely the perfect way to do it.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Yeah. We got you back.
You frozen?
Yeah.
Nope. Be back.
Bear with me. Just bear with me, church. Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Help me, Lord.
But I had a great weekend. Church on Saturday.
Nice.
Sunday went to get together. Had some perch, barbecue.
Nice.
Hamburgers. It was good. Watch the game 7 of the finals. You know, that's a good day.
Yeah, that's a good way to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a quick question. I know we're not talking about the finals tonight.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or because this wasn't a big market finals, you didn't have the mega names or the mega franchises? Did it feel like people kind of brushed over this? I mean, people watched it, like kind of. I feel like because it didn't.
Be honest, I didn't even want to watch this. I was like, this has got to be one of the worst matchups. Right. But then when you actually watch the game, it was competitive. I mean, it was defense being played. Yeah. I mean, and it went to a game 7. So I mean, it's really no better series going to a game 7 now. Obviously, the main player Halliburton going down with that torn Achilles.
Oh man, gosh, yeah, man. I told Chris at work it was probably going to be a game 7. You know, because I felt like they'll turn it on whenever they need. These young guys, I mean, they're hungry, and I think it's a fresh air because you don't have those big names. You don't have the Celtics. You don't have the Knicks. You don't have the Lakers. You don't have Miami Heat. You know, you don't have Denver Nuggets defending or whatever. But yes, sir, I can see it, baby.
I'm not gonna be able to rock the entire show like this, but I just wanted to folks see my wife ain't gonna even like this. She don't like them seeing me in cowboy hat. What? Because he's so that dude. Look at it. Ain't nobody come see you, Otis.
Nobody come and see you, Otis.
Hey, boy, got the cowboy dust on. Take the earphones off so you can get a good look at this.
You ready? I'm gonna think about going to get mine.
You got it, man. You got it. Yeah.
All right.
Give me your thoughts, A-Trap.
I think Adam said about the ball. If this was David Stern, this would have been one of the most watched finals in the because this is but why wouldn't you put a big spotlight on the two of the biggest stars in the league? You got the league MVP,
right?
And a guy who was labeled the most overrated player in the league. He gave the entire world his behind and took his team to the finals. And people I get tired of it. The ESPN and other people are pushing these narratives.
Yeah.
We need to only watch the Knicks and the Bulls and the Celtics and the Mavericks and the Heat, which let's just go back 36 years. 36 years. And I know that's a long time, but go back 36 years. The lowly Detroit Pistons, small market, played the lowly Portland Trail Blazers, and every sports fan I know eyes were glued to it.
Yeah.
You don't need this concept of small market, big market. The internet makes it so you can make relationships. Me and Mo has actually come to Chicago and we hung out. And we didn't know each other. We know each other through the internet.
Yeah.
We made an LLC, a media company, because of the internet. So that small market, large market propaganda is nonsense. People who miss this finals, y'all miss. If you like you said, Dan, I didn't want to watch it, but when I watched it, I was thoroughly entertained. Yeah. It wasn't 500,000 threes. There was a bunch of defense being played.
It was fundamental basketball. It was the Spurs versus the Spurs.
Basically. Thank you.
The Spurs versus Mavericks when you look at that 2011 team.
Yeah, I'm with you, A-Trap, for the most part. Small correction. Detroit is not a small market, though. That's number 14 overall, but I get your point.
I mean, think about it. It's only 30 teams in the league.
Yeah. But we're talking media markets, though. You know?
Yeah.
But when we talk about media markets, Detroit is one of the smallest cities. You know, we know we know them because of the Pistons and the Lions. But Indiana is equal to Detroit.
But I feel like even in that what was that year where that early 2000 run Detroit? I think people were glued to the TV then because it was like the Spurs had kind of fall off a little bit. Then we saw Detroit kind of on the rise, and it was like, wait a minute, is Detroit going to try to make this a 3P? Because they got 2 of them, didn't they? Or they only got 1.
They got 2 the first time.
They got 2. I don't know who was back to back.
Okay, 5 straight years. It's about marketing what you do.
Yeah.
You can't say, hey, man, don't watch the Fourcast because H-Rap going to wear a sky blue shirt. Then people not going to watch.
Yeah.
We're living in a world of sheeple. Whatever you tell people to do, they're gonna do. Just like the NCAA tournament. We used to live for the underdog. And now, hey man, I've never heard of that school. So let me see it. But
right.
All right, let's transition. Let's get to the chat. Oh, we lost him again. Let's get to the chat. Jungle Brother in the building.
Man.
About like he just be disappearing, man. Jungle in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. Let's see. We also got Miss Hell tonight. It's not Lickety Split. Or what was it?
So we're gonna have Miss Hill on the show, man. We didn't get Miss Hill back on the show, man. She didn't review some shows, man.
Hey, this is a question for you, Wilkes. He said,
wait till I'm out.
Doc said, wait till I'm out. No, but I'll think about it. Too.
Poetic, thank you for tuning in. She said, background listening. We appreciate that.
Sure appreciate
we appreciate it if you listening and watching or you listening in the background. Or it's the replay. We appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
I love it, Rich.
Instead of that Bone Phillips.
I love it, baby.
Old school right there, man.
That's my partner right there. He'll support you, man.
Old school right there, man.
Richard
definitely doing.
I'm talking about. He comes out to the,
too, right?
he comes out to the men's conferences, everything. Yeah, that's. I've been knowing Rick for 2 decades. Here.
Nice.
All right, let's get into some initial thoughts on this plane. I'm gonna kick it off first. It was I figured it was gonna be predictable just because of the plot of the film, and you've seen this before in different forms, and it reminded me of Lost. I never actually watched The Lost, but the concept of it was like a Lost.
You're right. We can tell you never watched Lost. Go ahead.
That's all I got. A-Trap.
What he said.
Other way, but
yeah. Same. Most movies like this, whether it's say snakes on the plane, or whatever it is, you can. Right. What was that Soul Plane? You can damn near
anything on the plane.
Yeah, Passenger 57. It's
air.
Yeah, it's you can pretty much predict what's going to take place. This was one of the first. This is, I think, the only film in Fourcast history for me that I've watched with my mom, my wife, and the Educator Queen. Now, what I will say throughout the movie, Mama, wife, Educator Queen is on the edge of their seat. Because it's in a doggone plane, and they think that if they crash, we all crashing in this living room.
I'm like,
y'all know this. I'm like, y'all know this a movie, don't you? I mean, the Educator Queen had a frown on her face during some of this. Are we finna land this plane or not? And every surprise gunshot and all this other stuff. My wife jumping on one couch and my mother jumping on the other couch. So, but yeah, that's pretty predictable. If you have a fear of flying. Don't want exacerbated. Don't watch this.
Right. Yeah. And for me, I like the suspense. I mean, I kind of know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but you still last week they fooled us at the end, right? So there's still a possibility of some creativity. And they may fool you at the end. So
but this one,
what it is. See, look at that. The Educator Queen is telling. She was in. I thought she had the boo boo or some shit with the look on her face. Saying, what's wrong?
Be quiet. Keista, I really enjoyed this film. If I was into pink meat, I'd be interested in that Caucasian lead.
Yeah, that's Gerard Butler. A lot of sisters say the same.
Leonidas.
Yeah, that's right. He
been in some good films.
Yeah, he has.
You can't doubt his acting chops.
She said if she was in the port. Never mind.
And just I guess I'm supposed to be doing the overview plot at this point too.
Oh, right. Exactly.
So the individual that Keisha just mentioned was again an actor played by Gerard Butler, who also produced one of the producers in the movie. But anyway, he played the pilot, Brody Torrance, and he saves passengers from a lightning strike by making a risky landing on a war-torn island, only to find that surviving the landing was just the beginning. When dangerous rebels take most of the passengers hostage, the only person Torrance can count on for help is Louis Gaspar, which was played by, what's that cat name? Give me just
Mike
2
Colter.
seconds. Mike Colter, who's played in movies or shows like what's the name of that superhero one? Luke Cage, and a couple others. So if you've seen him, you've seen him a lot of places.
And he's on a show called Evil.
Yeah, so he was Louis Gaspar was an accused murderer who was being transported by the FBI on the plane. The FBI had to do some dumb shit, get his damn neck broke, or whatever happened to him. So now the passenger you trying to look after is with no protection.
And before I come to you, Mayhem, I know you about to blow it up, but they didn't give no backstory on why or what happened. Like he just pop up on the plane. You don't know what he did. Well, he said he killed somebody, but it was 15 years ago.
Yeah. Now all they wanted you to know. Yeah, all they wanted you to know is that this was a criminal. The shit was bad, and we captured him after a long time, and we got to get his ass back. Right. That's all they wanted. And they wanted to make sure you knew this was an old plane. Did y'all catch that early on? Yep. They made sure you understood an old plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure you understood this was an old plane. So whenever some shit was going down, you would know or keep remembering. Okay, this is an old plane. That's just
out of date.
Because some shit wasn't gonna happen on no planes today, so they had to preset,
Well, if this was a Boeing, it could have happened.
Yeah. Oh, hey, speaking
of Ocean Gate material, but anyway,
Hashtag Ocean Gate. All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah, movie was booty. I mean, I don't know really who picked this, so it was one of those things where it's just like
probably Ben.
It was me.
Probably Ben.
It was the top movie.
Every plane crash movie.
It was a panic choice, wasn't it? You know how you been at movies, you had Blockbuster, you make a panic choice, and you know the shit. A panic choice when you make it, you've been in there too long, and you're ready to get to your gobstoppers and your
gobstoppers
and your goobers.
Thank you, Charlie.
And your Raisinets.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's just like, yeah, this is not. I was watching it. Well, the funny thing is that I started this movie probably about a year ago because it was on Amazon Prime originally when I saw it. And I don't know this thumbs up. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know how that happened.
It's like I'm the only one that activates these things.
Oh no, that's when somebody gave us a like on some platform. I've been seeing it do that.
Gotcha.
Maybe it's on
this show.
Twitter. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, it's somewhere. Yeah. The show, it was like Ben said, it was predictable. I mean, I didn't mind watching it because I was expecting more from it. But then again, it was just like I said, there was no backstory on any one of these guys. I thought maybe there was going to be a plot twist. I thought maybe the CIA somehow, oh, wait a minute. We didn't know a high profile. We've been looking, I didn't know how it was going to go. But it's not a rewatcher, but it was just one of those where I'm like, what?
Yes.
It's the longest.
And that was my first question. Was it boring? Was it too boring for y'all?
I don't know.
I wasn't boring. It's just predictable.
Absolutely. Not about me. But
you've seen it 10,000 times. Now I've seen it 10,000 times. 9,999.
Yeah. Now, and it was easy. It was pretty easy to predict when they were setting up. Mike Colter's character being transported. I knew he was going to be the one to help. When they landed, I said to myself, he's going to be the one that helped it,
You look at all the people on the plane, it wasn't going to be none of the rest of them. It wasn't going to be the co-pilot. It wasn't going to be the guy that was complaining.
Yeah, now some of the passengers were just needless. Like they wasn't offering no
probably extras
to the movie. Yeah, and I told the family when we was watching, I'm like, well, I guess you got to have a passenger that's complaining. There's going to be one on every damn flight. Seems like
always. So did they only kill one passenger? The lady, they shot her in the back. I don't know if they killed her.
But she was running away. And then did any die on the crash itself?
Yeah, two of them died on the crash.
Well, one was a flight attendant that died on
the flight attendant, yeah.
She broke her neck over one of the seats or something like that.
I saw that.
The agent died. So I don't know about it. I don't think any other passengers died because they had the nerve to had the sense to keep sitting down with the seatbelt on like the pilot had just told you.
Right.
Well, the other one was the husband of the lady that got shot that ran. Because he was screaming and then they just chopped his head off and moved on.
Yeah. At the end,
wasn't the backstory the lead was made to look like a deadbeat dad or he was trying to get his daughter or something like that? Well, his wife died, so.
Way to go, Keisha. Way to go. Way to bring the room down.
But the relationship with his daughter, it was maybe distant, but it didn't seem like he was like a deadbeat. It just seemed like was busy or she was at school or something, and he
Well, the wife
he was
said.
a pilot.
The wife said when they first showed him, she goes, "Oh hell no, my pilot can't look like that. You know, he got the 5 o'clock shave, look like he been out drinking all night. And you finna get on this plane, you know, nah,
yeah. And he was late. He was running.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a bad recipe right there.
It actually, the funny thing is even that story between him and his daughter, because he could only really kind of reach his daughter. There was a shark movie, I want to say maybe 2 years ago. It was on Lifetime. It was kind of like that because her dad. No, it wasn't Sharknado. It was.
Mayhem, get past this story quick because you done admitted some shit that I just don't want to defend you on right now. So just go quick. Go quick.
It's just that they had this. It reminded me of that same relationship. The girl got out there. She got trapped. The boat capsized, and it was just like her dad's trying to get her back home. And I'm like, dude, the shark gonna eat her. I was like, what is this? I was like, what even is
you
this?
did
all of this on Lifetime. That seems to be a departure from Lifetime.
It was.
That's typical fare, you know.
Thank you.
Now, but with this movie on, did you take a nap, get up, go to the stove, and come back home, and the movie was still on?
It was still going. I'm just like, damn, you went this far out to take some photos and then got trapped by a shark. I'm just like, what?
Hey, it was on while I was driving today, on the way to work and on the way home. That's how I basically watched it.
It was garbage.
They would have lost me when they landed on that island with this movie. I don't know if I'll fly for the rest of 2025. Thanks for that.
Come on now.
Hey, planes is not guaranteed that you're gonna land regardless.
Planes crash every day.
Now, all the messages.
Planes crash every day, man. Like I told them, hey, they crash every day. They just don't report. They don't want y'all to be.
You're not gonna drive 12 hours to get somewhere.
Yeah, they're safer than automobiles.
Hey, like Christopher Reeve said in Superman, statistically, flying is the safest way to go.
Yeah.
After he landed a plane that was crashing. Yeah. Thank you, Superman. Thank you.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Christopher Reeves.
All right, so
they got a draft. You're welcome, dog.
Yeah, really. We got you early too.
Yeah.
So fun fact. I had to look this up, but Mike Colter is the second cousin of Viola Davis. Did you know that?
Really?
Say that one more time.
Is the second cousin of Viola Davis.
Who is? Is he?
Didn't know that. They don't have the same walk.
Nah, it definitely don't.
Skin tone matches those. So that's that checks. That tracks.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
You gotta get on one this weekend. Just say your prayers, all right?
Yeah,
like this. Next to your hands is double crossed like
I got
this.
back from Maryland. I went to DC. I mean, I
don't worry about no plane.
Yeah, I'll chill out.
Hey, at this point, the pilot just need to say, "Touch your neighbor," and say,
"Turn and touch your neighbor."
Yeah,
everybody all right?
Yeah, we come together in prayer. Bow your head.
Turn and touch your neighbor. I came for a deliverance. For a deliverance. Yeah.
And it's had a little bit of a flight, Denzel Washington film.
Oh,
he land the plane upside down.
Yeah.
He ended up having to figure out how to land the plane, but it was and it didn't have any, like Wilk said, no plot twist at all. You thinking, all right,
I was expecting a plot twist.
You gotta have some type of veer off where something ties to something else, but it was just pretty much.
You didn't even have like a big.
I don't know. I consider it a bit of a plot to it. How many plane crash movies you done seen where the plane take off again?
I get that.
Well, that's not a plane crash, but there's actually a series on Netflix, something about trying to outrun the sun, but I don't know what movie that is.
Wow. You got, hey, boy, whatever gummies you're using, send them. Send them. Help a brother out. Shit. You have some good shit over there.
The show on Netflix, they're literally like
chasing the sun. Let me give you a news flash, sun chasers. Your ass gonna get burned, motherfucker. Is what I'm trying to say. Quit chasing it.
I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you what I'm
That is not something you want to catch, motherfucker.
I'm telling you what I'm seeing. I'm telling you. Hey, I ain't making it. Hey, I can't make this stuff up.
Well, then that's
What's going on? We good? Mic ratings? You know, are we still going?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
That's about it.
Like, running out of stuff to say.
That's about it. The plane took back off.
Right.
Now my daughter did want to know where the bad guy how he get his curls looking like that on his hair. So she want to know his hair care products. You know, him and Troy Polamalu used the same.
Yeah, how you didn't sweat him out on that tropical island? Yeah, I don't know. Man. And where the bad guy come from? I'm like, I don't know, man.
Hey, when now it was funny when Mike Colter, when they was like, all right, man, you can go and get on, and then the two black dudes looked at each other like, hey, he ain't getting on. He ain't getting on. They looked at each other like, okay, yeah, I know you ain't coming.
Yeah, that's a wrap. That's a wrap, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do something more like they were trying to set up and make us think that Mike Colter was really gonna be a bad guy there, and it was gonna be more to him,
right? It meets
whatever, because they took. You remember, the flight attendant took the keys, the handcuff keys from the dead officer, the dead FBI agent. Yeah, handed them to the pilot, whatever, like, hey, we need to keep these, whatever, the fact that they had him asking, what'd you do with the officer's gun? What did you do with his, ask him a couple of things, carrying around the flight manifest list after you crash, is that what you really grabbing? It might be protocol,
right?
And I was telling them that the flight attendants was damn sure staying awfully calm. The family didn't like the fact that one of the first officer was the first to get off the plane. I'm like, well, somebody got to be down there to catch my way. He's not abandoning y'all, shit. Somebody got to be at the bottom of the slide.
Right. Somebody got to be there.
Yeah. Somebody got to take your hand as you're coming down.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not me.
But you would have been out of there.
H-Rap said,
I got to go.
I don't like planes anyway, man. Yeah,
I just got off. I mean, hey, look, I'm the FBI. I ain't signed up for saving people.
Right.
Like crime.
Hey, that's your bad.
Yeah, move on.
I'm out kissing the ground, thanking Jesus.
Hey, that was, Gerard Butler as his character, like really saving the lives of the people, because when he went back and he's talking to the militants or to the people that are there, he's like, yeah, I got my people back. That's why I was just coming over here to say that. But he knew, like, all right, I got to cause this distraction. Yeah. He could have easily been dead, with until the crew came in and saved him. So
yeah, but he was semi-right in thinking that those guys, hey, you had seen the site set up where they was holding hostages and making ransom demands and all that other kind of stuff. So he was right in the sense that I'm too valuable for them to kill me.
Hey, Chappelle said that on the flight.
Great White Hope.
No, remember Dave Chappelle said on killing them softly. They not coming after us.
Yeah.
Yeah. A quick side note: there's a documentary called "American Manhunt" on 9/11. Really good. It's a 3-episode. Again, if you a little bit afraid of planes, probably don't need to watch that. Keisha, you definitely don't need to watch that one.
Planes crash every day, man.
But the ending. Let's talk about the ending. I feel like they could have did he came off the plane, everybody made it. At least show a screenshot of everybody with their families or something. But they just
that's what I said. It
went into darkness. Like, I guess you just assume everybody made it back.
Right. Exactly.
So they could have did a little bit something better with that. Mike Colter's character obviously ended up getting away. Love to hear
bag of money.
You got to survive.
He get that bag of money? I'm not sure he did.
That Green Beret, first young blood.
Well, he just took the ammo. I don't think he took. Yeah, that was all he took.
All he need.
Yeah.
He a ranger. He clearly was a ranger.
Yeah. I don't know. It just when I was actually surprised how it went, because like I said, I started it on Amazon and it kind of one of those movies I just didn't go back to, and then I saw it on Netflix and I'm like, this movie looks familiar. It's been that long since I've seen it, and when I watched it, I'm just like, there's really no there's no depth or deep. There's no twist.
Yeah.
There's no. It's just like
it was just action suspense.
It's almost like an A. It's like an A to B kind of movie. Like I'm just trying to get home. If I didn't have this little hiccup in the middle, you wouldn't really have a plot. I guess. I mean, it's not like we knew he was on this plane and he had murdered somebody years ago, so we got to take him out at the same time. Yeah, it wasn't anything like that. It was kind of.
I would also compare this if y'all seen Yellow Jackets. It's
exactly.
Kind of similar to that. People survived and trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure out what's gonna happen next.
Right. There's another show which is canceled. They didn't come back for a second season, or third season. I'm sorry. There's a show on Amazon. I can't think of the name right now, but it's like they crash on this island, but when you find out maybe the crash was done on purpose, it's like Lost in Hunger Games at the same time. It was just like, one of the people, they end up finding the trap door, they end up finding a camera, then they end up finding the facility. And, that's why I said when I watched this, I was just like, I've seen this similar. I've seen this done before. And of course, yes, the first thing I did say was like, man, this is like Lost with guns and passengers that stayed alive. But, it's like.
Even that other show where the plane like disappeared and they were gone for like 5 years or something.
Yeah, that was on NBC. Yeah.
Same thing.
Planes crashed, plane disappeared, whatever. Mike rating, please. Thank you.
Malaysia. Moment of silence for Malaysia. Paul.
Sorry, Taiwan, but
wrong button.
Right.
All right. That's about it.
Just a couple of character things. Tony Goldwyn, who played, he wasn't the crisis negotiator, but the guy who was trying to help figure out what was going on that hired the mercenaries to go rescue. His name is Tony Goldwyn. He was the guy who played, for those of you who are watching, like Keisha, Mika, y'all are going to recognize him as the guy who played the president on Scandal. Yeah. He was in the movie. You had a couple other known actors like Paul B. and Victor and Joey Skotnick. Joey Skotnick played one of the passengers. Paul B. and Victor played one of the people back at Mission Control trying to figure out what we were going to do. They were some known actors. Well-known character actors.
Yeah, and then they're kind of in that control room, and guys like, well, don't get on that.
We got a problem.
We got a problem. Yeah. Like, you can't fly that plane. And he's like, well, what other option do we have? Either we stay on this island and we get murdered, or we get on this plane and try to fly it. So I feel like that was kind of a whack response to what's going on in the system. We're like reading the room, man, and they ain't gonna survive.
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy.
Silent.
Well, early night. All right. Final thoughts. Mike rating. We're gonna go to Mayhem first.
Movie was trash. One Mike.
All right.
Wow.
All right. That's it.
Yes.
Short and sweet to the point.
No final thought. Movie was trash. Final thought. I got a statement that I need to cut up. Let's go.
Hey, Trap.
I mean, it was atypical. I mean, I don't think it was a bad movie. It's just not my style of movie. I mean, I enjoyed what I saw, but it was just like, that's gonna happen. And it wasn't deep. The story wasn't detailed enough for me to get me really involved. So, I was kind of in and out. It's one of those movies. It's one of the rare movies I watch and I do something else.
Mm-hmm.
It hold my attention.
Definitely one of those.
Yeah.
It was just too typical. So, whatever hat was 5 nights, so 2.5 average.
Yeah.
It was a C.
Nika laughing. That hat got Wilkes acting up. It's Wilkes every week. Where you been at?
Hey, chill out. We gotta get you some cinnamon rolls around here. Chill out, man.
All right, dog.
Yeah. First of all, let me give IMDb 6.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 79%. Those aren't bad ratings from those sites. Yeah.
I'm surprised on that Rotten Tomatoes.
Those aren't bad ratings for those.
Green Tomatoes, because that was trash. Oh, whatever.
So that's slightly better than A-Trap's 2.5 and loads better than Wilkes' 1 mic. I'm probably closer where A-Trap is on it. You know, it's typical, it's predictable, we've seen it 1,000 times, you know. So I'm probably right there too, 2.5, 3 mics, somewhere in there. So officially put me down for 2.5.
1 mic trash.
Okay. Yeah, it was suspense wise, it was good. I think the plot, like we already all said, it was just predictable. You knew what it was going to happen. I just said it didn't give you, I think, the backstory like we've all said. Mike Colter, what was more on him? Yeah. Showing an ending with people back with their families at least, and then you kind of fade to black. But yeah, it was average.
Honestly, the way
which is probably the reason why it was on Amazon and now it's on Netflix. It's because it was that reason.
Well, let me give you this before we wrap it up. The budget was $25 million on it. It actually grossed 74. So that's right at a $50 million profit. It did better in Canada than it did in the US. Like in Canada, it did 42 million. In the US, I think 34. So hell, you spend 25 million, you make 74.
Now,
and Gerard Butler, you're going to get people to come to see Gerard Butler alone. So that probably at least gave him, half of that.
I actually thought there was a twist. I thought a twist was coming because it's like he had got shot and he got hit. I thought he was going to die right there on the plane because
everybody walked off.
Right, because he was driven to try to save everybody, and that's what he kept pushing throughout the entire movie. It's like, hey, I got to get. What's like a pilot should, these people under my care, I got to try to get these people to safety. But let's be honest, Mayhem knew it was garbage. So,
I never aspired to be a pilot.
Hey, planes crash every day, man.
Pilot, because I'm getting off and running.
Everybody fend for themselves.
Again, planes crash every day. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm right there at I'm gonna give it a 3, a little bit higher. A little bit.
3. I can live with that.
All right. We haven't done this in a couple weeks. What was on the end of the bench today?
I didn't do end of the bench today. I had a family emergency.
Okay.
I didn't do it. I may do it later tonight. I don't know. It's already set up, so I may just do it later tonight.
It was a baby blue emergency?
No, it's my daughter. My daughter screamed it. And,
did you wear that shirt to the emergency?
Baby blue.
No.
Okay.
Baby blue emergency.
It's my podcast shirt.
Yeah, because you wear that straight. If you'd have wore that shirt out, you might have got you some strange tonight. Shit. Thank you, Wilkes. I'll take a bonus laughter, but I appreciate you.
But your daughter's good though.
Oh yeah. I'm not, but she's great.
Yeah. Then things are the way they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I was going to say the things in order.
Right.
You know how it goes?
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah. Dad to the rescue.
Yeah.
Right. Lois is okay with Superman hurt.
Yeah. Superman has to be stressed out when that cape come off.
Right.
Every day and never get a day off.
Yeah. Oh yes.
That's Father's Day. That's why you out there mowing the lawn on Father's Day.
Right.
I
know
they
you
tell
like.
I don't mind.
Yeah. Queen and King tomorrow.
Don't touch shit. The things your mama say, black mama say. So we've been talking pretty heavily on daddy issues, over the last few shows. We are up to getting ready to do a part 5 on that. Maybe next week, but tomorrow we're taking a brief respite. We should have comedian Mike James on with us. We should have comedian or regular guy Bobby Mont McGinzie. I intentionally call him regular guy, and he says regular guy is crazy. So he'll be on. Brother I grew up with, super funny. We just gonna talk about don't touch shit. You know, stuff mama say, don't touch nothing, don't look at nothing, don't ask for nothing. If you get to these people's house, you better act like you eat at home. Do not accept nothing.
Go begging.
Act like you got some home training.
I wish you would.
Here, you better not act the fool.
Yeah.
We got McDonald's at home.
If you want to play, you better say no.
You don't believe me? Try me.
You're right.
Okay. The Queen's gonna be on tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it'll be the Queens. Yeah, they gonna have enough weeks off. Shit.
On that hiatus.
Me and Will still ain't heard nothing from the negotiations. Though.
Yeah, we still waiting on the negotiating contracts, man. What's going on, man? Show by itself.
Yeah, I'm on a month to month myself. Shit.
I got all y'all. I got Johnny Cochran Jr. gonna reach out to y'all.
Oh man, we in trouble, man. In trouble, man. In
We're
trouble.
That lawyer with the pressed jeans and the sports coat, he can reach out to y'all.
It's over with that. Doomsday, man.
Antonio Vargas on Sanford Sun lawyer.
Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh no.
We cooked.
All right, so next week, train wreck, the Astro World tragedy. We know what?
From a plane crash to a train wreck. Okay.
Hey, and that, I mean, we being here in Texas, we heard a lot about it. You know, we're about 4 hours from Houston, and so I'm interested to hear the actual people's, reaction and how they felt about it.
Yeah, this was one I suggested. Believe it or not, I heard it from some white folks talking about it.
Hey,
like they're like, have you seen that Travis Scott doc? I'm like, who? So when they say
like, how you know him?
Scott, I'm like, I like Astro World. I'm like, really?
We might have to run
that just tells you that time heals everything. Because when that happened, he laid low.
I was concerned for him as well as he should have.
Oh, absolutely.
He came out with an album, and without this, it really wouldn't have been brought back up again.
Trust me, time, like you said, time heals it. People tend to move on and look,
whatever the next thing is.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
what is it?
we could play we could play the trailer of that, but A-Trap, go ahead and close us out.
I want to make a suggestion. We may need to do an audible on Both Eyes Open because, according to Big Illinois, Sinners will be on Max on the 3rd or the 4th.
Really?
Okay.
So, really?
That's. I mean, I didn't do that. Me and Aunt, we talk all night, so we up all night. We work over night, so
definitely. We got to do that. So we can swap that out. Sure.
So like we say every week, man, I'm tired. 2 things, 1 word. It's the Fourcast. I'm H-Rap. That's all. Well, then, yeah.
Peace.